The book The Singularity is Near tells us the speed of human technological progress in the future will far exceed our imagination. This will greatly change our human existence. Technology will even help humans occupy the universe within 1,000 years. I listened to this book today. You will seize the opportunities of the next 30 years. Maybe you will know what type of stocks are you going to buy to make big money, or what kind of industry should you join in the future. Let's talk about it first. This channel hopes that everyone can increase their knowledge by listening to books. Make life more happier. I also hope you can use knowledge to achieve financial freedom, earn your first pot of gold quickly, become a wealthy person or entrepreneur. If you like this kind of videos, please subscribe to my channel and give me a like number. Thank you. Hello. Today's book is The Singularity is Near. This book also has a subtitle 2045, When Computer Intelligence Surpasses Humans. Tell you the essence of the book. Technological progress brings humans closer and closer to the singularity. The singularity is approaching. One of the hottest business bestsellers of the past decade. It is a must-read classic in the business circle. In general, the book The Singularity is Near tells us the speed of human technological progress in the future will far exceed our imagination. This will greatly change our human existence. Technology will even help humans occupy the universe within 1,000 years. By Ray Kurzweil is a world-leading inventor. He was inducted into the National Invention Hall of Fame, is a recipient of the U.S. National Medal of Science and Technology. Holds 13 honorary doctorate titles, received 3 presidential awards, hailed by the media as Thomas Edison's legal heir. So the singularity is approaching. What is recorded is not the fantasies of liberal arts students about the technological world, but one of the world's top technical experts. Insights into the future. Read this book. It allows you to clarify the development of human technology earlier. Context. Understand which fork in the road humanity will turn to in the future. It can also enlighten you about the present moment and yourself. Think more deeply. Specifically, this book tells us the following 3 points of view. First, Moore's law will make technology grow exponentially. Humanity will reach the singularity in 2045. Second, physiologically, humans are nothing more than an algorithm. In the future, it will be replaced by more advanced algorithmic intelligence. After the third human reaches the singularity, algorithmic intelligence is highly developed. We can quickly rule the entire universe. First part. Moore's law will make technology grow exponentially. Humanity will reach the singularity in 2045. The word singularity. It can be said that the title of the book The Singularity is Near. Find out what the word means. You will know what this book is talking about. But before explaining the concept of singularity, we need to talk about another word first, Moore's law. It is known. There is a famous rule in the computer field called Moore's law. There are many ways to say this Moore's law. Originally said every 24 months, components on computer integrated circuits will double the computing power. Price dropped by half. Of course, later it was also said that it was 18 months or 12 months. There is no unified statement, but no matter how many months Moore's law lasts, everyone's consensus is pretty much the same. That is to say, under Moore's law, computers will become faster and faster, and this speed is not linear, it's exponential. This is amazing. You may ask, what's so amazing about the exponential growth of technology? Haven't you heard people say that all day long? You need to know. This will affect the future of mankind. In the words of Kurzweil, the author of this book, this is the power that tears apart history. Why? Think about it. What is exponential growth? This year is twice that of last year. Next year it will be 4 times. The year after next it will be 8 times. 16 times the year after next. Keep growing at this rate. The results are very amazing. 20 or 30 years later, that's hundreds or tens of millions times of what it is now, even up to 1 billion times. Saying this is not enough to satisfy your hunger. Let's tell a story. An Indian Prime Minister. He invented chess. The king was happy. If you want to reward him, the general will say that I don't want anything either. Please put some food on this chessboard and give it to me. Put a grain of wheat in the first grid. Put 2 grains of wheat in the second grid. Put 4 grains of wheat in the third slot. Put 8 grains of wheat in the fourth cell. Just double the previous square every time. The king said this is good. Too easy. What happens in the end? At last, all the food produced by mankind in history, the total sum is not enough for this prime minister. We all know how to calculate this mathematical algorithm. Just add 2 to the power of 2 to the third power. Keep adding to 2 to the power of 63. But no one could have imagined that it would be such a big number. This shows exponential growth. It is very confusing. There is also a term in economics called the lotus pond effect. It means inside a pond. Lotus leaf. If every day it doubled from the day before, by 30 days, it covered the whole pond. The fish and shrimp inside can't breathe at all. This caused an ecological disaster. But when we got to the 29th day, still haven't noticed the crisis is coming. Why? Because on the 29th day, the lotus leaves only cover half of the pond. You will feel nothing. It's too late to fish it out tomorrow. As a result, the pond was completely destroyed the next day. This is the destructive power of Moore's law's exponential growth. Human technology has been accelerating progress. Kurzweil says, every 14 years we have today, equivalent to the technological progress of the past 100 years. The next 7 years will be equivalent to our 14 years. The next 5 years will be equivalent to those 7 years. One day, the technological progress we humans make in 1 second and contribution to civilization will surpass anything we have done in the past tens of thousands of years. So if we understand exponential growth is so scary, we will know this index may overturn history. The history and future we see today is completely different. Just as we see the ancients today often feel unreasonable, regrettably, even though many scientists are not aware of this. Kurzweil says, general technical staff, immerse yourself in your field of study, see technological progress. There are many objective constraints. For example, there are not enough funds, can't apply. In other words, some obstacles cannot be overcome for decades. So I feel it's not as evil as Moore's law. Twice this year, 4 times next year, 8 times the year after next. Impossible. But Kurzweil said, look at a specific detail. Technology growth is indeed slow. But if we look at humanity as a whole, then this growth is very fast. Decades ago, no one used the internet. A few years ago, no one had mobile phones to access the internet. But today, it has brought about earth-shaking changes in our lives. And what's more, Moore's law has been maintained for 40 years today. Some people keep saying that Moore's law is a temporary phenomenon. One day it will stop. Countless times, the media has declared that Moore's law is bankrupt. But until today, skill improved, still basically maintaining the speed of Moore's law. Then you may ask, proves that Moore's law does exist. What does it have to do with the singularity? So let's talk about what a singularity is. Singularity was originally a mathematical term. When we do mathematics, we all know when doing division, the divisor cannot be equal to 0. This is an iron rule. If the divisor is equal to 0, there is no way to calculate it. What is 10 divided by 0? Generally, primary school mathematics teachers will tell us 0 is meaningless as a divisor. That meaningless moment, let's just say this is the singularity, because we don't understand that rule. Once you enter this point, all mathematical rules are overturned. There are also singularities in physics. For example, black hole. We don't understand black holes. Just know that its gravity is strong enough. Even the light can't escape. What is the world inside a black hole like? We can't imagine. So we say black holes are singularities in our physical world. So it's obvious. Singularity refers to a very extreme state. What about Kurzweil? Kurzweil, just apply the concept of singularity to technology. He uses the singularity to refer to our human technology. Under the control of Moore's law, growing exponentially, the situation, after reaching a certain limit, Kurzweil thinks humanity is accelerating towards the singularity. This is what the title of the singularity is near means. According to Kurzweil's understanding of the speed of technological evolution, he predicts that by 2045, human technology will break through to a new level, that is to say, reaching the singularity. At that time, mankind will undergo earth-shaking changes. The second part. The above is the first point of view of this book. Humanity is heading towards the singularity. Next, let's take a look at humans at the physiological level. It's just a set of algorithms. In the future, it will be replaced by more advanced algorithmic intelligence. Nowadays, major media often discuss an issue, whose jobs will artificial intelligence replace? What about this matter? In fact, it depends on the computing power of the computer. When will we surpass humans? We just talked about Moore's law. Computers are becoming more and more powerful, but when will we surpass humans? In addition to his own progress speed, it also depends on how capable the human brain is. Science doesn't study the human brain thoroughly enough, so it's hard to calculate the limits of the human brain yet, but we can make a rough estimate. Scientists already know human optic nerve can process video signals approximately 10 million times per second. So how much does the human optic nerve weigh? Approximately 0.02 grams is equivalent to 1/75,000th of the weight of the brain. Count it like this, we can probably deduce the total amount of calculations in the entire brain. Approximately 14 times the information can be processed per second. You might say the human brain has some more advanced functions than vision. It's possible that the amount of calculation is greater than this. Well, let's multiply it by 1,000 times. This is 10 to the 17th power. At best, this is the computing power. So what is the computing power of computers today? It has reached the 15th power of 10. What is the concept of 15th power at this time? In other words, the most top-notch computer. Almost 1% of the computing power of the human brain. But there is Moore's law. So this year it's 1%. Next year it might be 1/50. The year after tomorrow will be 1/25. At most, it will take 7 or 8 years. Computing power. It can be completely consistent with the human brain. And don't forget, this Moore's law also says prices also drop by half every year. Then by 2020, a $1,000 computer, it has exceeded human computing power. By 2030, it is equivalent to 1,000 times the computing power of humans. That's why Kurzweil dared to make bold predictions. Humanity will reach the singularity in 2045. Maybe you will say, we humans are creative. There is no computer. It's just a product we produce. Is for us. How we want it to be. How it has to be. So even if it's 1,000 times more powerful than ours, it's nothing. You see, our calculations are not as fast as calculators now. So what? Isn't it still our tool? So there's nothing to be afraid of. This view may have been relatively popular a few years ago. It may have been questioned a bit in the past 2 years. For example, starting from 2016. Google's AlphaGo starts challenging human chess players. From Li Shixia to Ku Jie, all lost. This thing shows we feel very creative about Go. Has been compromised by the computer. Another example, there has been a lot of hype about self-driving cars in the past few years. Many people think that only humans can drive a car. Computers cannot be replaced. How complicated human beings are. Need people to deal with all kinds of unexpected situations. Computer, a thing that only mechanically executes instructions. How can I drive? But now everything has changed. Self-driving cars are on the road. Even artistic creation also being taken over by artificial intelligence. We have talked about the book A Brief History of the Future before. There is an example in the book. Say there is a professor from a music school in the United States wrote an artificial intelligence program. He can write classical music write more than 5,000 paragraphs in one night all imitating the style of the musician Bach. Then take it to the concert for everyone to listen to. No one suspected that the music was composed by a machine. So, how can you think humans have anything? It cannot be replaced by machines. Then why does the computer look so cold? Can it replace humans in doing such complicated things? It's because of the way the human brain works. In essence, it is no different from a computer. You might say we have emotions. There are no robots. But scientifically speaking, mood, it's nothing more than some electrical activity on the cerebral cortex. We are angry. It's just because we secrete a little chemical stimulation. Chemical reaction. It led to some electronic activities. Stimulates an area of the cerebral cortex. Then wouldn't it be over once the computer simulates it? He also gets angry. He also has emotions. He can also produce love. He can also generate memories. All of these computers can be simulated using programs. And their computing power is thousands of times that of yours. To put it bluntly, he can completely imitate you, and the imitation is more like you than yourself. Ultimately, the greatest advantage of our human minds is it is the so-called self-organizing function. When we see nunchucks, we think of Jay Cho. We can connect different intentions together. This is something that other animals did not possess in the past. This makes us the spirit of all things. Stand at the top of the Earth's biological chain. But it's different now. How did your brain go from nunchucks to Jay Cho? Modern science can use MRI. Know how you made the connection. What electronic activity occurred. This will be easy to handle. Just use a software to imitate it. When a computer sees nunchucks, it can also think of Jay Cho. So computers can also use associative abilities. Write a good poem and a good song. AlphaGo can defeat reason. The fact is that it has the function of self-organization. He can summarize the patterns based on hundreds of thousands of chess games. This is a rational summary. If he has enough calculations, he can also summarize some emotions. When he sees something, he will also become angry and shed tears. Self-organizing ability is just an algorithm. Algorithmic things are not only something humans can master. Computers can also master it. If you look at it this way, there will be no difference between humans and computers. Everyone is an algorithm. It's just that the computer is a more efficient algorithm. Part 3. After humans reach the singularity, algorithmic intelligence is highly developed. We can quickly rule the entire universe. Since humans are inferior to computers, it's a sure thing. Then there is an ultimate philosophical question. Where is the future of mankind? Will we be wiped out by robots like in Hollywood movies? This is a very grand topic. We have to move forward bit by bit. Kurzweil in the book The Singularity is Near proposes a unique worldview. He believed that human history can be divided into 6 major stages. Information transmission efficiency at each stage are significantly improved compared to the previous stage. For example, the first stage is the physics and chemistry stage. The world is lifeless at this time through physical and chemical reactions to exchange and pass on some information. This is so inefficient. So in the early days of the Earth, maybe tens of thousands of years, there won't be much change. The second stage is the biological DNA stage. After having life, information begins to be transmitted through DNA. At this time, the efficiency of information transmission is greatly improved. So after having life, the Earth becomes lively. The Earth's environment has been greatly changed. This indicates that using DNA to convey information much faster than physics and chemistry. The third stage is the human brain. It's very close for people to appear. just 50,000 years ago. But since humans appeared on the Earth, unprecedented growth in information volume. The entire Earth has been greatly changed by humans. The fourth stage is the so-called era of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can defeat Khajiit today. Next year, even if two Khajiit are tied together to fight, there will be no chance. In the year after next, there will be no chance for the four Khajiit to join together. This is artificial intelligence. The efficiency of processing information has increased exponentially. The human brain cannot evolve much in hundreds of thousands of years. Primitive brain. There is basically no difference between our modern brains. But computers are different. 20th century, 56 inches the tens. How many rooms does a computer take up? Today we have a notebook at least tens of thousands of times more powerful than computers at that time. The computer used in the Apollo moon landings. The computing power is only equivalent to 101,000 of an iPhone 4. Our information processing capabilities is growing exponentially. With this exponential growth, we need a powerful tool to sustain this growth. Artificial intelligence is clearly a better tool than the human brain. Fifth stage, it is a combination of human intelligence and artificial intelligence. This is the so-called era of human-machine civilization. The sixth and final stage is called cosmic awakening. At this stage, human intelligence will occupy the universe. It is clear, in terms of Caswelty's 6 stages. The first 3 stages are easy to understand. After all, it's already history. The fourth stage of artificial intelligence has arrived. We also gradually felt it's not difficult to imagine. Then what do you mean by the fifth stage? The combination of human intelligence and artificial intelligence. What does it mean? What does the sixth stage of cosmic awakening mean? Kurzweil thinks as our computer capabilities become higher and higher, by 2030 it will reach thousands of times human computing power. Then at this time we can take the data in our brains and transfer to computer. Then our perception of pain, including our rational thinking, etc. These algorithms live in the computer, and as long as this algorithm continues to maintain, we're actually still alive. It's just that I no longer rely on my current body. To put it more plainly, we can build a more suitable body, input the human algorithm into it. Although this person's physical appearance, you are completely different from the original you, but your thinking, consciousness, memory, and cognitive preferences are all in this new body. So you are still you. If this day comes, in Kurzweil's words, the singularity is coming. This day, human history will be completely changed. Many people may find it incredible. Is this possible? Kurzweil says gene technology now, nanorobotics and artificial intelligence technology. These 3 technologies are fully converging, combine into one, driving humanity, accelerating exponential growth, moving closer to the singularity. Take nanorobotics technology for example. Robots. It's just a robot made of several molecules. With nanobots, we can imagine how much will our human body change in the future. For example, this person is anemic, incomplete red blood cells, insufficient ability to carry oxygen, so I always feel suffocated. Oxygen cannot be delivered to many parts of the body. It's simple now. Inject this nanorobot into the blood vessel. A robot carries 8 oxygen molecules. Send it to your lungs. It's easy for him. So put millions of nanobots in our veins. We no longer need red blood cells. No need for blood anymore. Of course you don't really need lungs anymore. The function of the lungs is nothing more than to breathe in oxygen, exhale carbon dioxide. You make nanobots, bring oxygen molecules in directly from the outside, sent to every part of your body, then take the carbon dioxide out. No need to breathe anymore. Our lungs have become a decoration. No need to eat anymore. It's so troublesome to eat. Eat something into the stomach. It will be broken down by your stomach, and then to the intestines. Then the intestines are responsible for absorbing the nutrients in the middle. All that's left is poop. Drain out again. This process is inefficient. It's also easy to get diseases. It's easy now. Nanorobots directly carry nutrients delivered to where you need it. You don't need to eat anymore. In the words of Kurzweil, with nanobots, humanity becomes humanity 3.0. If that's the case, death no longer exists. Why? Because you actually become software. It's stored in the computer. You are physically sick. Okay, throw it away. Let's just change it to human body 3.0. Take the data into account. You are a new you. So when will this day come? Kurzweil's speculation, the singularity, is coming at this time in 2045. Our history will be rewritten. Then if there really is such a day, human beings softwareize themselves, gained eternal life, we can explore the universe. How do we explore the universe? Kurzweil gave us a very simple solution. Aren't the whole people already digitized? All data algorithms about people, it's all saved in the computer. Then interstellar travel will become easy. Let's first put nanorobots, launch to other planets. Our technology at that time, you should be able to travel at the speed of light if our technology can travel through wormholes. The speed at which nanorobots travel to other planets, even faster than light. After arriving there, nanorobots can continuously replicate themselves. Copy speed is exponential. Even if it copies itself once every second, in 2 seconds it becomes 4.8 in 3 seconds, 1 or 2 minutes at most. A human body 3.0 was created. At this time, the computer then stores the data about you in the computer, transport it at the speed of light. Once received over there, enter it into human body 3.0. This is equivalent to you traveling from the Earth to other planets. Completed an interstellar journey. With this method, about 1,000 years ago, we can take over the entire universe. In the words of Kurzweil, this is the 6th stage. Human intelligence will eventually awaken the universe. It is also the ultimate destination of mankind. Summary: by reading the book The Singularity is Near, first we understand that due to the existence of Moore's law, technology is growing exponentially. We are getting closer and closer to the limits of technology. That is the singularity. This process is likely to be realized by 2045. Then we found out, with the development of technology, human bodies will gradually be replaced by machines, because the human body is just a set of algorithms, computer data processing capabilities. It is a more powerful existence than human algorithms. Finally, we talk about the destiny of human beings as self-digitization. Realize human-machine integration. Human-machine integration will allow mankind to achieve unprecedented interstellar capabilities. Eventually human intelligence will take over the universe. Thanks, bye.